Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurhanis Amira. I will give you a quick overview of the Unix and Windows operating systems. Unix operating system is a collection of programs which connects the computer and the user. It is a powerful, multi-user and multitasking operating system that was created in the 1960s at AT&T Bell Laboratories. It is widely used by the scientists, engineers, and academics due to its highly valued properties such as flexibility, portability, and network capabilities. Windows is a well-known operating system that uses a graphical user interface (GUI). This operating system was designed and developed by Microsoft Corporation and was released on 10 November 1983. The Windows operating system includes many useful features such as the abilities to organize and create files, as well as locate and install programs.
Hi, I am Nadira. I will present about Interprocess Communication (IPC). IPC is a process inside a system that can be either cooperating or independent. IPC has always been an important part in Unix variant operating system, but it is mostly ignored for systems running in Windows operating system. Unix and Windows have many IPC mechanisms that are shared memory, pipes, message queues, and events that correspond to signals. These mechanisms are appropriate for processes limited to a single computer. Windows also supports clipboard, component object model (COM), and dynamic data exchange (DDE). Other cross-network IPC techniques for Windows are remote procedure call (RPC) and mail slot. Interoperability with Windows RPC is supported on Unix systems. However, mail slots are not supported by Unix. That's all for Interprocess Communication (IPC). Now we continue with process. Process is a running program that must proceed in a logical order. Windows and Unix are multitasking operating systems that manage and control multiple processes simultaneously. In multitasking, Unix is a multiprocessing, multi-user system. Many processes can run on Unix at any given point. Therefore, Unix is extremely efficient in creating processes. Windows has grown faster than its predecessor and now been a preemptive multitasking operating system. In multiple users, when user log into a Unix computer, a shell process is initiated to handle a command, while when user log into a Windows computer, the graphical identification and authentication dynamic link library (JINA) in the Win32 subsystem creates the user's initial process. Lastly, in process hierarchy, only Unix generates. There is no hierarchical relationship between Windows process. That's all for process.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Syafiq Kamarul, and now I will explain about the comparison between threads in Unix operating system and in Windows operating system. But first, what is thread? Basically, thread is an execution stream in a process with its program counter, stack, and local variables. There could be more than an execution stream in the process. Thread offers resources among other threads executing in the same address space. Now, there are few differences between Unix thread and Windows thread. Firstly, in Unix thread, implementation is system dependent since its interface does not define the implementation as its system supports multiprocessing, while in Windows thread, implementation is system independent as it supports multithreading. In multithreading, threads of process are simultaneously executed as the common space is shared by every thread, while in multiprocessing, each process has a different separate address spaces and the central processing unit, which is the CPU, is added to increase the computing power for more efficient processing. Secondly, for Unix thread does not disclose threads to programmers in multithreading, making it less efficient, while for Windows, creating a new thread is incredibly efficient. That's all from me. Thank you.
In CPU scheduling, there is several aspects can be compared between the Unix and Windows operating system. I will describe three aspects of CPU scheduling, which are type of processor, real-time, preemptive, and non-preemptive scheduling. The first one is the processor type. The Unix operating system supports multiprocessing, which means that multiple processes can run at the same time. Meanwhile, the Windows operating system supports multi-threading, which allows multiple threads of a process to run all at once in a shared address space. Next, the second aspect is real-time. In a modern Unix operating system, the companion process is chosen to run if many real-time processes are ready to be executed until it's finished its time measure. If a top-tier process is uncompleted and still executing, a non-empty process from the highest priority ready queue is chosen. Meanwhile, real-time tasks have the highest priority in the Windows XP operating system and can be preempt any action with a lower priority. Real-time processes may stop system process since their priority is never decreased. And the last one, which is the third aspect, is preemptive and non-preemptive scheduling. Unix uses preemptive scheduling with a user mode system, which implies allowing the process to be postponed even before it has completed. Meanwhile, Windows 3.1 uses non-preemptive scheduling with a kernel mode system, which implies the process is not terminated until it is done.
Hi, my name is Natasha binti Muhammad Nasir, and I will present the synchronization part between Unix and Windows. To begin, Unix operating system has provided a pool of pre-allocated threads to decrease the amount of time it takes to handle interrupts. On the other hand, for Windows, it does not provide any pre-allocated threads. Next is Unix process have a parent-child connection and Windows not. Third, Solaris 2.5 or recent version of Unix provides semaphore, reader-writer locks, and condition variable as high-level synchronization objects. Windows also provides some, which is their process, thread, file, event pair, semaphore, timer, and mutant the object. That's all for synchronization part. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurbatis Halisa and I will present about memory management. Memory management is the process of managing the computer's memory, which is divided into primary and secondary memory, and it is a valuable resource in the computer. The processor in Windows maintains the mapping in terms of pages of varying sizes, which has implications for the system's virtual memory management. Only the portions of the data and programs that are now in use require physical RAM storage. Other components are then stored in a swap or page file. The Unix operating system allows users to completely utilize the system's physical memory as well as a portion of the hard disk known as swap space, which has been designated for usage by the kernel when physical memory is insufficient to execute tasks. Virtual memory managers will establish a virtual address space in secondary memory and determine which part of it will be loaded into physical memory at any given time. Next is file system. The file system controls how data is saved and accessed in computers. In other terms, it is an operating system mechanism and data structure for keeping track of files on a disk or partition. Windows employs two major file systems: New Technology File System, the primary format most modern version of this operating system used by default, and File Allocation Table, which has inherited from all these operating systems and has XFAT as its later extension. The Unix file system is a logical technique of organizing and storing huge volumes of data in an easy-to-manage way. In Unix, all data is organized into files, which are subsequently arranged into directories. The file system is a tree-like structure that organizes these folders: ordinary files, directories, special files, pipes, sockets, and symbolic links are all sorts of files found in the Unix file system.
In conclusion, there are a lot of differences between Unix and Windows. Both of them have their own advantages and vice versa. Based on these comparisons, we can decide which type of operating system is better for us. For example, if you want to surf the web and play video games, do schoolwork or work from home, Windows is a great option because it can run mostly everything or runs everything. On personal computer, it is more popular than Unix, but it is also more expensive to purchase and maintain. Unix OS or Unix operating system, on the other hand, are drawing attention to aspiring or experienced computer users who desire to experiment and customize the operating system because of the control they offer. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.